Hello, epic viewers! From our multiverse, prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the items from the box and subsequently flaunt them from the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What items have I extracted? What items have I drawn forth? What items have I elicited? Let's find out. Off the get-go, we have the one and only illustrious Cyborg, is no longer engulfed in bubble wrap. And of course we have the leader well, before I get ahead of myself, let's scrutinize Cyborg. He's not marred with any dings, nor dents, nor scuffs, nor scratches. He seems to be practically unscathed. That's always a remarkable sign that signifies that his condition is excellent. He has over 15 points of articulation, as you can unequivocally see. I love his aesthetics, I love his hues, I love his shadings, I love his textures. I love the fact that his fingers are clenched together. I love the idea that he has two-fisted hands. A lot of action figures have open hands. Their hands are pre-posed in uncanny, unusual, awkward positions, and it just looks dreadful when you're trying to create stop motion videos and when you're trying to pose them to see them with these open hands, especially when their hands should be fisted so that they look like they're poised for battle and not open. But that's another story and that's another gripe. But there's no reason to keep ranting and raving about that because it's not germane to this figurine or to this video at all. So let's move on. Let's press onward. So as you can see, we have the Cyborg figurine. He's quite stupendous. He has two peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet. He has ample points of articulation. His arms and legs can move outwards and inwards at your discretion. Be careful not to tamper too much with the joints. You don't want to meddle with the joints. You don't want to fiddle with them or tamper with them or compromise the integrity of the joints. You want your action figures to be sturdy. You don't want them to depreciate, and you don't want them to dismantle over time. So just be wary when you handle these action figures. Handle them gingerly with the utmost care and respect. So he's able to perform an ab crunch. That's always a positive. He has the ability to swivel his wrists. What else can he do? He can rotate his forearms. He can rotate his biceps, even though his forearms follow suit when you rotate his biceps. His arms can be ascended and descended at your discretion. His head is relegated to a ball joint, so it can be moved upwards or it can be moved upwards or downwards, or can be positioned east or west at your discretion. So you could orient his head in nearly any direction that you can conceive. His appendages have various points of articulation. Unfortunately, he lacks an ankle pivot. He lacks finger joint articulation, but I can't really complain because he looks akin to Cyborg from the DC universe, and he can be placed in nearly any dynamic pose that you can conceive. His appearance unequivocally emulates Cyborg's appearance. He coincides eminently well with the 6-inch action figure collection, so he can stand side by side with your Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines. Not bad. He can lean back and forwards at your own discretion. He has his little utility belt that can't be detached. He doesn't have any accessories that I can utilize to augment his defensive capabilities. I bought him used via eBay. I paid slightly under $17 for him. Does he warrant a $17 price tag? I believe so, but that's up to you. He's a meritorious figurine. I love him. I relish the Teen Titans. So, if you didn't know by now, this is the first part of my unboxing of the DC Universe Classics Teen Titans action figure lot, or Teen Titans members action figure lot, where I essentially unbox members of the Teen Titans. So, we have another figurine, a part of the lot. He was engulfed in bubble wrap. Here's 2 sheets of bubble wrap. I can reuse them for later. I can salvage them. We have Nightwing. Now, if you're not well acclimated with the DC lore, then you may be unaware who this character is. However, if you are an avid, devout DC fan, then you'll likely know that Nightwing is the older version, or the modernized identity of Robin. Essentially, what I'm insinuating is that he's Robin, all grown up. There's at least 2 Robins. The Robin who survived apparently turned into Nightwing. This may have been after leaving the Teen Titans. I mean, I'm not sure. I watched the Teen Titans anime. I remember the episode was Dr. Light. Nightwing existed post the Teen Titans breaking up in that episode. However, in the DC Comics, I'm unsure what transpired. But Robin led the Teen Titans, and Robin became Nightwing as an adult, apparently. So his alias is Nightwing instead of Robin. He's a mature version of Robin. That's the way I see it from my perspective. So, whatever. Here we have Nightwing. Now, I love Nightwing. You can play him in Mugen. You can also utilize him in Injustice, Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. He's a stupendous, epic, divine, nimble, audacious, mighty character. He's a temerity to charge in the fray of battle and decimate anyone within his vicinity. He typically wields 2 batons. Now, as I notified you earlier, I did not receive any corresponding accessories in this lot, so unfortunately his fists will have to suffice as his weapons of choice. Is he primed for battle? Is he poised for battle? He appears to be. His muscle tones are defined. He has over 15 points of articulation. Just like Cyborg, he lacks an ankle pivot. He has ability to swivel his waist. He can ascend and descend. His arms are at your own discretion. They can move inwards and outwards. His legs can also move inwards and outwards. I love his aesthetics. I love his hues. I love his textures. I love his deco. I love his shadings. I love his paint applications. He doesn't have any major scuffs nor dings nor dents. I love his mask. His mask cannot be detached from his face. His face is relegated to a ball joint. Apparently the batons can be attached to his back. This little add-on or attachment or peripheral or device or contraption or whatever it's supposed to depict, it cannot be removed, but I think it's meant to hold his batons. So I guess it's a baton holder, but it's probably not a sheath. I mean, I'm not sure what a baton holder is supposed to be called. Maybe a holster for the batons, who knows. I shouldn't take guesses here. Anyways, I love the blue appearance. Obviously, there's a red variant of Nightwing. I have another variant of Nightwing that I haven't unboxed yet, but I'm gratified to own this Nightwing. Is this a quintessential version of Nightwing? Is this a definitive version of Nightwing? At this point, I believe so. I mean, ideally you want to possess his batons, but if you're unable to purchase his batons for a reasonable price, then it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can always substitute the other Nightwing's batons for his lack of batons, and even if you're disinclined to get baton accessories for your Nightwing action figure, you can still slide a sword or a small axe, whatever other accessory you see fit, into the aperture between his fingers and thumb, or I should say through his fingers and thumb. You see that little gaping hole? It can be stretched out. Hopefully my finger's not obscuring the hole. But in other words, you could slide a weapon into his hands and he can clench his fingers together and grip the weapon, and he can be posed with a couple weapons. So even though it would look uncanny and awkward and unprecedented and out of context to see Robin wielding axes or swords or maces or other accessories, it's still doable to slide weapons in the holes between his fingers, so he can arm himself with two weapons. And he's not an abysmal figurine by any means. I would rate him to be a 9 out of 10. I just would have preferred if he had finger joint articulation. I also would have preferred if he was just slightly bulkier. He does have physical prowess. He does look intimidating. He's definitely intrepid, but even with all that, I just would have preferred if he was slightly bulkier, so that I could symbolize his physical strength, because Nightwing is a physical combatant. He's a melee combatant. In other words, he focuses on leveraging hasty attacks and overpowering his adversaries with swift attacks and brute force. In other words, he's a melee fighter, and in order to depict that, he should be a bit bulkier, but Nightwing is supposed to be lean and only a little bit muscular, so I shouldn't be unrealistic here. So let's get back to the box. The lot I got on eBay is comprised of Teen Titans members. The one I wanted to show you before I conclude the first part of the unboxing of the DC Universe Classics Teen Titans action figure lot. The one I want to show you real briefly is Starfire. Now, she's quite a robust, novel, state-of-the-art figurine. Why do I love Starfire? Well, her appearance emulates her appearance in the DC comic books, so that's always a plus. Furthermore, she's real flexible, she's agile, she's nimble. Her fingers are clenched together. She has two-fisted hands. She has her forearm guards. And she has quite exquisite, elegant, radiant hair. It's quite magnificent. I love her eyes. I mean, this figurine is just ineffable. I deem Starfire to be such an intriguing character. She has over 15 points of articulation, as you can unequivocally tell. She's practically unscathed. I can't pinpoint any major dings, nor dents, nor scratches, nor scuffs. There's nothing here that really disconfigures her, or anything that impairs or undermines this figurine. She's very lean and skinny. Does she look anorexic? Does she look emaciated? I mean, she could be slightly bulkier. Is she flimsy? She's a bit flimsy, so I just would have preferred if she was slightly sturdier. I do think her pre-posed fingers are in a superior pose than Nightwing's. If you lack any nunchuck accessories, I would have preferred if my Nightwing figurine had fisted hands, since I lack nunchuck accessories for this figurine. If I utilize the nunchuck accessories that came bundled with my other Nightwing figurine, then my other Nightwing figurine will be devoid of his nunchucks. So it's a costly sacrifice, and maybe they could each wield one nunchuck that will look unprecedented and uncanny and unequivocally awkward, but maybe that's better than having two Nightwings with only one wielding nunchucks. But I'll have to determine that later. So here's Nightwing. He's also known as the future Robin, and Robin grown up. I mean, that's the way I perceive him. And then of course we have Cyborg and Starfire, each stand roughly 6 inches tall. Not bad. The DC Direct variants of these characters likely stand closer to 7 inches tall as opposed to 6 inches tall, so you have to determine whether or not you want the DC Direct versions of these characters or the DC Universe Classics versions of these characters. I love their sculpts. I love their hues. I mean, I can't pinpoint any major flaws. There's no salient flaws associated with these figurines. Mattel contracted with the 4 Horsemen Studios Corporation to sculpt these figurines. Their work is remarkable. Their performance is ineffable. I mean, words cannot describe how magnificent these figurines are. If you're an avid, devout Teen Titans fan, then these figurines will unequivocally tickle your fancy. If you detest and disdain the Teen Titans action figures and the DC universe, and these figurines may not appeal to your niche interests. I mean, it's all contingent upon what you love and what you prefer not to buy, so you have to make a decision based on your own volition whether or not you want to purchase these figurines. So stay tuned for the subsequent parts of this unboxing. This is the first part of the unboxing of the Teen Titans action figure lot. These are DC Universe Classics action figures, so I had to pay quite a hefty premium to buy them, even though they're used. Even though they're devoid of their accessories, they still cost a small fortune on eBay. You can also buy them on Amazon. You could also buy them on Amazon. I feel dehydrated and famished, so it's imperative that I eat in the pending future and not defer eating for hours. So I need to take a break real quick, but I'll definitely unbox the remaining figures in a subsequent video, so stay tuned for that. It's coming up soon, and I'm just grateful and I appreciate these figurines. These figurines have merit in nearly every facet, so I can't complain. I guess you can say that I'm a happy customer or consumer in this context. In this context, I would be the customer and the consumer, because I bought the products and I'm consuming them because I'm the one who utilizes them. So I'll flaunt them on my shelves and take a gander at them every day. Well, I guess that's the plan, but hopefully it won't fall through. Hopefully it will turn out smoothly. So I hope that you deemed this video to be stupendous, insightful, and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.